Hera Unfiltered, a day in the life of the goddess of marriage. Let me start by saying, I never wanted this job. Queen of the gods? Sure, that sounds fun, until you're cleaning up after Zeus and his so-called harmless jaunts. Imagine being married to the god of lightning, who, when he's not busy storming around, finds time to pursue every pretty nymph, mortal, and once even a tree nymph disguised as a cow. Don't ask. People have this idea of me, vengeful and bitter. I mean, if you spent half your time pulling your husband out of strange bedrooms, you'd be a little edgy too. But in Olympus, you can't exactly call a divorce lawyer. So, I go about my day. Goddess of marriage and family, patron of wives, defender of loyalty, which, I might add, was not in the original job description. 10 a.m., counseling session with the mortals. After my morning routine, I have a session with Agatha and Marcus, a mortal couple in their 60s. They prayed for my guidance in their marriage, so naturally I had to oblige. It's in the fine print, apparently. Agatha's upset because Marcus leaves his sandals everywhere and never tells her when he's going out. I feel a pang of solidarity for Agatha, imagining her rage every time she trips over one of his stray sandals in the middle of the night. Been there, sister. Have you tried smiting him? I ask, half joking. They laugh awkwardly, unsure if I'm serious. I'm not saying they should smite each other, but it does work wonders for stress release. It's not like I can't put a quick curse on Marcus, just to keep things interesting. But then I'd have to fill out an incident report with the Divine Court of Actions, and no one has time for that. 12 p.m., lunch with the girls. Aphrodite, Athena, and I meet at Nectar and Ambrosia, Olympus's trendiest cafe. Aphrodite is bemoaning how humans think of her as this bubble-headed love goddess, while Athena gives her a death glare, claiming people actually respect her mind. I sip my nectar, listening to their squabbles and wondering when I can finally get to the main point of lunch, complaining about Zeus. I caught him sending doves to some nymph again, I sigh. Doves, like she doesn't know what that means. Aphrodite rolls her eyes. Subtlety was never his strong suit. Maybe if you two had more of an open relationship, she starts, before I cut her off. Open relationships are great for people who don't mind sharing their stuff, Aphrodite, but I mind. I mind a lot. Besides, being faithful is practically my brand. If anyone's got to set the standard for loyalty, it's me. Not that Zeus gets that. 2 p.m., a surprise visit from Zeus. Back in my chambers, Zeus materializes, looking mildly sheepish. He's trying that boyish grin that used to work on me when we were newlyweds, but nowadays it just screams, I've been caught with my toga down. What is it this time? Did you trip and fall into another nymph? I ask without even looking up from my scroll. He laughs awkwardly. Come on, Hera, can't you lighten up? Lighten up, right, as if I didn't have the weight of the entire institution of marriage resting on my shoulders. Not to mention, I'm also expected to supervise divine punishments, attend family banquets, and prevent our children from waging war on one another. Sure, Zeus, I'll lighten up the day you stop acting like every mortal woman is a new toy. I raise an eyebrow at him, daring him to defend himself. He shrugs, giving up, and leaves in a huff, which is perfect. I need the peace and quiet to wrap up my day without any more divine nonsense. 4 p.m., Divine Complaint Department. Of course, I don't get peace and quiet. Hermes, the god of messages and master of uninvited entries, appears with his clipboard and a scroll of complaints. Here's the latest batch, he says cheerfully, handing me a list. Apparently, some mortals are upset because they didn't get their vows answered the way they wanted. Someone in Athens is furious their marriage didn't survive the for richer or poorer clause. There's even a complaint that a couple got blessed with too many kids. Apparently, they assumed I would only grant the healthy, wealthy, and wise part. Tell them to read the fine print next time, I mutter. 6 p.m., reflection time. By the time sunset glows across Olympus, I find a moment to reflect. Maybe it's thankless, this whole goddess gig, but it's also a bit satisfying. I mean, where would marriage even be without me? Mortals might think of me as vengeful, maybe even a bit of a nag, but I know they wouldn't have it any other way. After all, every marriage needs a little storm to make it worthwhile, right? And as the sun dips below the horizon, I decide I've done enough for today. Tomorrow, I'll deal with whatever messes come my way, and I'll keep up the good fight. Because let's face it, If I don't stand up for the sanctity of marriage, who will? Epilogue. At least I can sleep soundly tonight, knowing that Zeus is probably sleeping outside. Maybe by morning he'll think twice about the next business trip. Then again, probably not.